All right, we're going to start with the ban phase. We're going to have DLG with the first pick, which means they're going to get the first ban. And the first ban, first one on the chopping block is going to be Psyduck. Psyduck, a senior member of the ban list, along with Blastoise and Charizard Y, as you're about to see here very shortly. No strangers to being banned, and if they're ever not, then can very well expect them to be picked. Joining them this time around is going to be an Umbreon, and it looks like we're going to have, I highly doubt Azumarill, but Mimikyu's also a very prime pick. Last band here, falling to 5 Rillaboom's 5 RB. It's going to be Suicune, perhaps. Very popular choice, especially being buffed very recently. Controls a lot of the mid-range. It throws Whirlpool and then does Ice Beam, and then you're frozen, and then you're going back to the spawn room. That is the flow of things. First pick gonna go over to DLG's Kasuki. It's gonna be a Sirfetch'd. I would like to let everyone know that Articuno is banned, at least for the couple more days. It just got released on Friday the 10th. So we gotta give people some time to get used to it. See if it gets nerfed or buffed, and how things will play out. Following the Sirfetch'd ban, we're going to have Machampion with the Eggman himself. We're going to have Blissey. Can't wait to see them in the top lane. Back on the right side, back on the orange team, we're going to have Alcremie, and we're going to have Vaporeon. Strong picks falling through. We're going to have a couple of double support action. Vaporeon can serve as a defender and a support. Going back over here to 5 Rillaboom's 5 RB, the purple team. A lot of people are just hovering over Articuno. They were having fun in ranked today, I could tell. But not Articuno. We're going to have Latios and Crustle. Latios, all about getting those Eon stacks as soon as possible, starting from level 5. Every time it hits an enemy mon, that's going to be 5 stacks. Sorry, 3 stacks. Every time it clears farm, it's going to be 2 Eon stacks each. Last 2 picks falling to DLG. They're going to hone in on Dragonite, another popular pick. Hyper Beam build coming in hot with Dragon Dance. And we're going to have the early scaling Eevee in Espeon. Espeon is a good lane partner. Doesn't take much to get online. It gets online at level 4. It has to all Eevees, and this team has 2 of them. Last pick's going to fall towards 5RB, RBK. It's going to go on Charizard X. Not a very popular pick these days. Can get it done, but it has to be very careful. One benefit with Charizard X, it does have the bound property when he ults. So barring opponents who are invincible or intangible, if he grabs you, he's going to grab you no matter what you're doing. All right, we're moving in towards final preparations here. About 20 seconds left. Both teams got their builds ready, got their items. Hopefully they got their movesets pre-selected. That is a new thing for this game. Don't want to have that kind of mistake falling through. And we pray for no crashes coming up into this loading screen. All right, no crashes, no crashes, no crashes, no crashes. Hopefully none of us crash, including myself. Everyone looks good to go in the servers. No one's reporting anything. No one's complaining. We're about to have a good time. Let's go crazy. All right. Heading towards the bottom lane, we're going to have Crustle and Latios. Latios needs to get those stacks we talked about ASAP. Jungler's going to be Char X. Decent jungle clear. Will be done right on time. At the top lane is going to be Machop and Chansey. They're going to be going up against Sirfetch'd and Alcremie. The jungler for Orange Team is going to be, Dratini. And at bottom lane, we're going to have Umbreon and Espeon. Duo Akimbo Eevee action. They're going to split the farm a little bit. Now they're going to peep for this bottom one. Let's see who gets it. There's the Rock Slide, and there is the secure with Fury Cutter from Crustle. Good stuff. And towards the top over here, we have the jungler. The jungler is ready. Charmeleon should be coming up very soon. There it is. They might get a KO on Machop, but he's going to have to flash to get away. But there goes that egg. You got to break a few eggs to make an omelet, you know what I mean? More farm going towards Orange Team, DLG. They're getting a lot of prime positioning, prime real estate for this 850 farm. Here comes Crustle right on time. Can we get a rock slide? We're going to bounce, seal some people in. Here comes Espeon as the Eevee, but it's not enough. Down goes Crustle. And we got DLG taking control. Early lead, 60-0. Yeah, they're pretty much kicking out 5RB from top lane. All right. Gotta get some jungle here for this Dragonair. Dragonair will evolve at level 8, become a Dragonite, and get its ult at level 9. Wonderful pacing so far for 5RB. Sorry, DLG. There is the Rock's Tomb, trying to get the secure there. Rock Tomb fires a beam, and then rocks appear at the end of it. And it can uncast it for more damage. There is the Meteors. We gotta have a Latios, the Latino. Gonna be running Draco Meteor. It starts with 2 Meteors, and every 25 stacks, 25 Eon stacks that is, it will get an additional Meteor, capping out at 6 total. Regidrago has been here for about 15 seconds, and we're gonna have Charizard Y moving in towards the Sirfetch'd, getting major damage. Who's gonna get the secure? I believe it's Latios with the Draco Meteor, and no, it's gonna be Blissey. But down it goes. Hope it was worth it. Next on the chopping block is a Hybrid being towards. Oh, Crustle, double KO for Dragonite. Almost level 9 here, moving towards the bottom. They're gonna, wait, hold on. That's Latios. You gotta get stacks no matter what. Even if you die for it, you gotta be in there, big dog. You can't quite leave it alone. In a 720, that means more bees are gonna show up. More farms gonna show up. There's the Hyper Beam. Down goes Alcremie from Charizard. We have a Dragonite, ult level 9, Charizard's 8.5, gonna have it soon. They're gonna rush this Dragonite, force him to use an awesome. There is the full heal, a bit of a whip, Hyper Beam. Fire Beast taking control of the real estate. Now here at bottom, it is Regieleki. Sirfetch'd will be fighting up top for the Regi Ice, actually. Back at the bottom. Dragonite's getting ready. Vaporeon's creating space. There's the Hyper Beam secure. That is massive damage. All right, time to play some defense. Charizard's not, Charizard actually is level 9. He might make his move pretty soon. He's gonna need his team to coordinate. I count 3 Meteors, so that has at least 25 Eon stacks. There is a Charizard ult right on Dragonite. Will he ult to get away? No, Charizard's doing a 4v1, and it's winning. Down goes Dragonite. And Alcremie, double KO. Can we get a triple before the ult runs out? We just might. Triple KO. All right, we're not going to get the 4-piece on the Vaporeon. Vaporeon is just too healthy. But hey, we'll take 3 kills. All right, what are we doing here for 5B? There's the Suplex. Machamp is here. Suplex City. There's the Cross Chop, and there's the Blissey secure. Here comes Dragonite coming in. It remembers what happened before, but there Crustle's waiting patiently to get that Exorcisor on the farm. All right. As the way things stands, 5RB has lost both pads, but you know what that means? They have access to even more farm. DLG's gonna have to constantly compete for it. And farm is the name of the game here. There is another Rock Tomb. Alcremie's kind of cut off from his team for a little bit. Dragonite is back, but I don't think he can win this fight. He's just trying to get a Hyper Beam for extra damage. All right. Back towards the chop. Machamp is here. Can we see a Machamp ult pretty soon? No, it's not quite right just yet. There's a Crustle Unite. Oh, you got a Machamp. You got to ult that Machamp. There it is. A bit of a misdemeanor, but it kind of worked out. Massive damage for Charizard. And, wait, hold on. Down, oh, more shields from Charizard. He's got the backup. He doesn't want to get hit with Hyper Beam. Crustle going with the X-Scissor and the Draco Meteor from Latios. All right, can we get a score on the bottom? No, Sirfetch'd is gonna cut down Charizard X down to size. Blissey on the retreat. Now, 5RB's gonna have to be a little careful here. Machamp got a great ult and was ulting multiple targets, but Charizard scooped up one of them, relieving it of extra damage. They kinda got their wires crossed. They're gonna have to be careful going into further this game. All right, Also cleaning up that farm right there for his team. Regieleki is walking down right over. Let's see how this team responds. There's the Draco Meteor. If I'm not mistaken, that is 6 meteors already. He's got all of his stacks. Wonderful pacing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, he has at least 100 Eon stacks in the mid game. Right on time. Right on schedule. What's the top here? Charizard next, getting some entry damage. 2 people are up top. Surfetch secure with the Regirock. But Champ is in mortal danger. He's gonna have to go down here. Charizard X making sure there's not a massive push towards the top, even though there very well could be. He's gonna try to get his red buff before it gets plundered by Surfetched here with the Alcremie. Surfetch and Alcremie are gonna roam towards center, regrouping with the team. They might make a play for Actually, they're gonna make a play for Regidrago. It is available right here. Hyper Beam secure once again. Right, fix something. Sorry about that. We're back again, looking at the center. Charizard has eyes on Vaporeon, but Vaporeon has eyes on Charizard. Much needed information for the team. We are winding down close to 2 minutes. It's going to be Kyogre first, the very first objective for the set. And game 1, 35 seconds remain, but there's going to be objective down here first, and it's going to be Regieleki. Once Regieleki spawns on a side, it stays on that side for the rest of the game. Yep. ELG is all over that. Checking out the chat here for a moment. I see with the Suplex City. Absolutely. We love that. We take those. Back at the center. More stacks for Latios. Surfetch might make a back cap for 100 points. Extend the lead 102 to 301. That puts 5 RB, 5 Rillabooms in the hot seat. But they are well equipped to do so. They are currently outranging this team over here. Yep, that's some great entry damage. Expect more of that in the future. Here comes a Latios ult. There's the Charizard X ult going in. Surfetch is going straight towards the back. Chase's Blizz is going to help out. It's team way in the front. Who's going to help out Latios? Nobody. That's who. Charizard X is going to have to clean up. He's going to have to put the team on his back. And this is how it starts. Clean up. Everyone do your part. Suplex City. Seismic Slams, Flare Blitz, let's go. The last ones remaining are the all-arounders. All-around supremacy. And a quad for Charizard X. Time to get your points, big dog. Time to score. Who's gonna score first? Chansey, and then Charizard. Mathematical, but it's not enough. It is 244 to 301. They're gonna need more points. They're gonna need more scores. Just one more will do. Full send. Not everyone's down there. They can't waste time. That's good damage right there. Latios is going to be damaging them all night at this rate. There's the telekinesis. Here's some more. They're taking their time here, getting some scores in. Down goes Surfetched. Massive damage there. Another Latios ult. Kablam! Dragonite's going to the Shadow Realm. That's a 100-pointer. 100 burger. That should do it. More points trickling in. 10 seconds about remaining. 5 RB is going to take game 1 of this set. 1 of 4. All right, good show here for 5 RB. Let's take a look at these report cards, these numbers. All right, 512 to 301. Battle data says RBK Charizard X is the MVP. 149 points scored, 10 KOs, count them 1-0, and 9 assists. 89 overall MVP rating. Much well deserved. Looking at this battle data, 88,000 damage dealt. That's good stuff. Some would say he overperformed a bit. Not too far behind, we're going to have Latios, 72K. Very important work he was doing. A lot of great entry damage with those Draco Meteors. All 6 of them. That freed up his team. That freed up his all-arounders to go in there and do their thing. Good stuff. Let's see how DLG responds in game 2. All right. I'm going to take a moment to get the next game situated. Give us one moment, please. All right, we're about to head back in, waiting for the go-ahead for both teams, and I've just received it. Let's get started. All right, game 2. Let's see some adjustments here. I believe for DLG, the range disadvantage kind of bit them in the butt there against 5RB. Latios might not start off strong, but it will get its footing very soon, so they have to sort of deal with that. Surfetch in the Kyogre fight was right on top of it, but it was a little too late. The damage was done. Checking out Cat here for a moment. We got some fans of Rillabooms. Go, Booms, go from Toothless _20. But yeah, we got some supporters for DLG. We got Cinematic. Cinemaniac. Oh, Cinematic. Sorry, I mispronounced that, big dog. But yeah, y'all got this DLG small setback. That's what we like to see here. Such unity. And we can't forget Sir Cree 123 with the best matches of all. Peak. What's up, big dog? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to this game. This is game 2 of 4. We're in for the long haul. Taking a look at these bands, we got a Machamp band and a Sirfetch'd band. And Psyduck has been picked up. First pick for DLG. A strong start. Over at 5RB, they're going to take Vaporeon away from them. And they're going to be a Comfey. No, I lied. It's going to be a Latios. Sticking with the Latios plan. It has not been pinned. It has not been picked up. They're going to stick with it. If it works, just let it work. If it works, let it rock. Heading back over here, there's going to be a Miraidon. Interesting. And there's going to be a Slowbro. They're going to try to slow down a Hyper Carry. Charizard X was doing a wonderful job last game. Running people down. Running up in people's houses. And taking what he wants. I understand that the way you will. But back over at Rillabooms, we're going to have Alcremie. And we're going to have Leafeon here. No massive Hyper Carry just yet. But I believe one will be coming at the end. But until then, we're going to have 2 more picks. The last 2 for DLG. There's going to be, I believe, a Meowth. He's going to hold on that speedster. And another repeat performance from, no, not Dragonite. It is going to be, Venusaur. Much more range this time around. They've realized an issue with the composition last game. And they've picked appropriately. They're going to have Miraidon. And they're going to have Venusaur. Last pick is going to go to Slugger, aptly named, going an all-arounder. And it's going to be Serena. That is another good pick. Serena is a wonderful all-rounder. Has plenty of shields, has plenty of dashes. And is a prime target for Slowbro. Gonna have to be careful there. 30 seconds remain for this final preparations. I would like to point out that both of these EVs are in fact stacking. DLG is going to have to be careful about that. Yeah. Other than that, how you guys feeling, man? How you guys doing? We're here Sunday night for exciting games. We got this set and another one shortly after. It's going to be, I believe, let me check out my map here. It's going to be Dream Syndicate versus Dopamine after this set. Stay tuned for that. Gonna run a quick ad so this ad doesn't interrupt us later in the set. Just get it out the way. We're Twitch affiliate now, which means I am forced to run ads. Just trying to line up the timing. Please bear with me. All right, let's get it on. Vaporeon and Latino heading at the bottom. Leafeon this time around will be your jungler for 5RB. At the top is going to be Serena and it's Creamsicle. We got something interesting happening. We got Meowth with the invade. Psyduck at the top all by itself. Venusaur is the jungler, and at the bottom we're gonna have Slowpoke and Miraidon. Well, let's check out this invade real quick. Anything to slow this Leafeon down. Leafeon's actually already level 4. This is very dangerous. Meowth heading back up. Try to resalvage some experience. He has to get ready for 950. All right. Getting KO'd by Leafeon there, but Leafeon cannot capitalize with a score. It is getting Sludge Bomb and Razor Leaf. Can it get the kill? He's coming in. There is the boosted, and there is the Razor Leaf secure. Down goes Leafeon. Momentum has been shifted. Alcremie also has to back up. Up is Miraidon. Oh, they're making a play for top. Yep. The attackers are in full force. Nothing's gonna be free. We're in an attacker meta, baby. Let it sing. Towards the center. Leafeon trying to get back on pace. This Ivysaur is nobody's fool. Uh-oh, Slowpoke coming in with the backup. There's one good way to deal with defenders, and it is attackers. All right. We're having some backup from Meowth here, heading towards the bottom. 3 at bottom for DLG. They're going to play for it. First objective is going to come up is going to be Regidrago. Psyduck holding it down up top by itself. God help it. Arceus help it. There is the passive from Miraidon. More entry damage on Vaporeon. Venusaur and some of DLG is going to make a play for Regidrago over here. Regidrago always rotates to the bottom side first. There's the Solo Bee, but he might have wanted to save it for the secure. Almost. He got the Sludge Bomb secure. We'll take it. All right, 2 Meteors. Latios does not have much stacks, under 25. What's happening up here? Venusaur is here. That's a massive Solar Beam. Keeping that Leafeon in check. Serena's gonna have to back up. There is the Meowth getting the Fury Swipes in, and that's a 20 bomb, a 30 bomb, that's 50 points. Serena's stopping in anger. Venusaur is like, well, let me get my level 9. That's a massive Solar Beam right there. Serena's gonna take out this Meowth trying to get some stacks in. Another Solar Beam's right there. Getting healed up by the Alcremie, and there's a Vaporeon there. That's the Sidekick. Gotta back up with the Solar Beam from the Elbush. It is a 4v2 up here. Venusaur is content with getting some entry damage. He's gonna try to out-secure that Serena with a Solar Beam. He's gonna have to get ready. Serena's gonna be wary of that. Vaporeon's gonna try to create some separation here. No, they're actually gonna go in towards Venusaur, but there's a flash. He was ready. Here comes a massive ult and Solar Beam KO on Vaporeon. Let's go! Let's go! This Venusaur is on business, man. Standing on big business. This is how you rip a good objective. Watch this. Feast your eyes. This is how you do damage. Well, Registeel's gonna have to leash back a bit, and we're gonna take a look at the score here. It is 36 to 161. Bottom pad for Farmer B has been broken, but that means more farmers available. They're not quite going for this objective just yet. They need more hands on deck to safely rip it. Backup has arrived. Meowth is level 9 and has an ult ready. Soon, yep, we got a Slowbro ult and ready, engaged. That's a telekinesis, holding it right there, calling it back. And now it's time to rip this objective in full force. We got plenty of backup. And Solar Beam. Yup. There's an ult on Leafeon. Someone get that man! Almost. Wait, no, Slowpoke got it with the boosted basic. Another telekinesis. There comes an ult. Justice range from above. Solar Beam. You want range? I got you, bro. Solar Beam, Charge Beam, Draco Meteors, it all counts. Another Draco. 1, 2, 3, 4. That Latios has at least 50 stacks. All right. Well, what an exciting turn of events so far for DLG. They're coming into their own. They have the point lead. But they're going to have to be careful. They don't want Latios getting its stacks. That's his way back into this game. That's a Psychic on Alcremie. Surfing with the Psyduck. Psyduck might go down here. Sai, hold it down. This fight's been going on for a long time up top. DLG doesn't really have a lot of farm to fight for right now. They just have to wait for the top farm to spawn, and that's really going to be their source. Bottom objective has spawned in. It should be the Regieleki at the bottom. I believe that is 5 meteors. The longer this fight draws out, the better it is for Latios. That goes to kill on Psyduck. That is an ult. Uh-oh, major damage here. Telekinesis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, that's all of his stats? No way. He got it. I think that's 5. That is scary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoa, wait, no, that's all of it. No. That's OD. All right. 5RB has waited long enough to have their range engaged in full force. Anti-stacks at this point is just extra damage, much needed extra damage. Now, Latios is a medium range attacker. It can't quite outrange Venusaur or Ceruledge. Sorry, Miraidon. This fight's been going on for a minute up here. Let's check out our defender at the bottom. Oh, Regieleki went in. He's been trying to hold it down. Oh, they scored 60 points in. It is what it is. Back at the top here. Latios gaining massive damage on Regice here. That's the secure. Ay, this Latios is a menace. That's a lot of damage. It's adding up. They're gonna have to be very careful here. Latios holding it down its own, just waiting for stacks. About 30 seconds remains until Kyogre, the ogre, the blue buff extravaganza. It's just time to be patient. Wearing it down. Gotta be patient. Both teams are just waiting to prepare. Updating the Reggie score at the bottom here. All right. Let's check out the bottom here. And it's time for time for Kyogre. All right. Oh my God, Psyduck! No! You can't be up there. That guy has 6 meteors. Uh-oh. Well, oh no, oh my goodness. Good eject, you're about to take major damage. You still might have to base back though. Latios might have to start the objective here, but no, he wants blood on these attackers. Gonna get major damage against the Miraidon. He's gonna have to back up. There's the Venusaur Unite. Serena's looking to engage, but it's gonna get ulted by Slowbro, waiting in the bush. Meowth's going in the top. That's right, the score is 254 to 247. 5RB still in the lead though. Not by much, but I don't think they know that. Latios, we're gonna need you now more than ever. Just like that, down goes Slurple, down goes their massive main front line. With the security, it's gonna go to, no! Solar Beam's too early! Draco Meteor security, it all falls apart, no! 5RB with the secure, and now it's time to score. That's a 100. Right up there. I wouldn't stay there if I were you. Aye. Another 100 burger. That's 200. Down goes Slowbro. Hyper combo finish on Miraidon. That's 72. That's 100. That's 20. Yep. Game over. 5RB taking game number 2. What a game 2. What a game 2. All right. Honestly. Guys, let's be real for a second. DLG might have to ban Latios. They might have to do it. They might have to do it. Latios isn't too much to write home about in the beginning, but mid to late, those meteors hurt. That front line does not want to stand there. Psyduck got eviscerated. They needed him. Slurpo got eviscerated. They needed him. And they just mistimed the secure on Kyogre. Latios saw that and it's like, give me that. Give me that. Easy secure. Light work. Final score, 754 to 247. 5RB, 5 Rillaboom's taking game number 2. They're on match point. They just need one more to win the set. You know, 4 games will be played no matter what. At this point, DLG can only hope for a tie for 1 point for the week. MVP is going to go to Kiro, 150 points scored, 6 KOs, 3 assists, and a Kyogre secure, 85 overall rating. Checking out the damage here, and yep, 88k, good stuff. But hey, let's not forget that Venusaur slash, he was putting the hurt on those fools. Soul Beam, Sludge Bomb, Solar Beam, Solar Beam. They didn't want to stand there. Good stuff to both teams. Let's move on here to this game number 3. Now, I will say, DLG did a wonderful job of returning fire with the range attackers. That was just what they needed. They just missed the secure there, and some members of the front line for DLG didn't respect Latios's actual damage at the end game enough. So just a little more little more adjustments, and perhaps DLG can fight for this tie. We're going to take another small break to get everything set up for you guys. Stay tuned. All right, we're back for game number 3. Very important game for DLG especially. They're at threat of losing out this match or tying outright. They just have to make some minor adjustments. They played that second game very well. They just missed out on the secure. This is a very competitive set. You love to see it. And I like the 4 games format. You just play 4 games no matter what. It's very beneficial for each teams. Getting a lot of practice in. Getting to see how draft plays out, even especially in the long run. And just getting more reps in. You love to see it. All right. The bans have been set. Latios is banned. I believe that just has to be the case the first time. But they are very willing to give up Blastoise for it. Now, Blastoise, right now, best defender in the business. At least right now, as I said. But he can be brought down. He can be dealt with. One tool is to use an Umbreon to look it into play so it can't do what it wants with Surfs and Hydro Pumps as much. Another good choice is to use Snorlax because Block acts as a wall and Blastoise can't surf through walls. A third thing could be the Mamoswine, same effect. Rock Tomb provides a wall, but you're going to need to be very accurate with those wall placements. Checking out the chat here. Velati is goated with the sauce. He's going to get the stacks no matter what. And I'm starting to agree with him. Take it back to these picks. Blastoise is going to go to 5RB, 5 Booms. They're going to have Alcremie, Machamp, and their last 2 picks, it's going to be an attacker of some sort. Might be Decidueye. It's an excellent choice. Or it's going to be somebody else. What do we got? Mewtwo, a very popular comp pick. Sarilege, also very popular and competitive. Looks like they're going to hone in on these 2. Mewtwo and Sarilege. All right. This team is all about engagements. They want to pick fights as much as they can. And they got the engagers in Blastoise and Machamp. They're wonderful engagers. On the right for DLG, we're going to have Hoopas, Suicune, Mewtwo X, Mr. Mime, and Cinderace. Oh man, we're going to Mewtwo X versus Mewtwo Y. 2 Mewtwo's in one game. I'm all about it. Mewtwo's one of my favorite characters in this game, both X and Y. They do wonderful things for the team. They are very team-oriented characters. Looking at the comps, these are both engaged comps. In a way. Yeah. So, DLG is very favoring ranged engagements. Yeah, Suicune with Whirlpool and Ice Beam. We got Mr. Mime putting up walls, ideally. Cinderace, the backline A-Presser, creating some great external coverage and engage pressure. Weakening him up. Softening him up for the team. Both comps are wonderfully balanced. I can't wait to see how this plays out. I have no idea who's going to win. Just looking at the comps head to head. But let's see if 5RB can guarantee the set win in this game right here. Let's get it on. At the bottom, Squirtle Squirt and Mewtwo X. Holding it down. Center, Sarilege the jungler. Top side is going to be Machop, soon to be the champion. Fighting against them is going to be Mewtwo Y and... oh man, Hoopa. We're going to have Alcremie looking up for invades. Cinderace is going to be the jungler. And at the bottom is going to be Mr. Mime and Mewtwo Y. Oh, this is a powerful bottom lane. Sorry, Mime is weak. There we go. Still a very powerful bot lane. Mr. Mime can get to 4. That's going to be great news for him. All right. They are competing over at the top, however. The jungle is here, making his presence known. Sarilege is coming back with the clap back. creating some space for his team. It's going to be a 3-on-3. But we got Mewtwo Y coming up to make it a 4-on-3. Wait, Suiku's following suit. We might see a 4-on-4. Granted, some people are going to be late to the party, but let's get started. Let's compete for this farm. Who's going to get it? Sailage is a little late here. Mewtwo X taking damage, but so is Mewtwo Y. It goes in. KO. Both Mewtwo's go down first. The balance has not been broken. The score is 0-0. And there's a berry for you, so don't forget to get it. Stay healthy. Get your vitamin C's. Over to center. Center is getting a little piece of farm before heading back to its jungle. At the bottom, we're going to have Mr. Mime holding it down, getting the neutral farm way in the back. But that means this Squirtle's going to get this farm, blast it over to Mewtwo Y, and they're going to make an exchange over at bottom. Not much this Mr. Mime can do here. Back at the top. Mewtwo X holding it down, waiting for its level 5 to choose its engagements. That's when it's going to pop up. That's going to be a major power spike for this team. Towards the bottom, Cinderace is here. Hey, get away from my pad. I don't like you being here, but Cinderace is in major damage here. Mewtwo Y almost getting it. He got the berry. It's going to have to back up now. Can no longer fight. Regidrago's going to fall towards Sailage of 5 Rillaboons. Mewtwo X is back in effect. Time to eat, buddy. Time to eat. Get those crits. All right. It is a recover. Side strike Mewtwo X. All right. More farmers being competed for. 720s is done and over with. Mewtwo Y goes down once again to the superior A-Presser, perhaps. Cinderace is level 9. Blastoise is now Blastoise himself, level 7. DLG's taking firm control at bottom Regieleki. Time to get this ripped. This is a Pyro Bowl. Cinderace getting out-secured by Blastoise. That was not in the script. They're going to have to rip this early. At Mr. Mime's expense. That is major damage you don't want to take from the Regieleki there. Suicu's going to go down because of it. Cinderace is going to ult, but to no avail. This is an execute style move there and way too much health. 5 Rillaboom's holding it down, breaking the bottom pad. That's a 30. Wait, do they want to do that yet? Not quite. They want to get some stacks in for the Sailage. I'm about it. They want level 9 first. They don't want to give up any farm. They want to hold all the farm hostage. I agree with the sentiment. Mr. Mime is level 6, nowhere near enough. Suicune is level 7. And they can't compete with farm yet. They don't have the levels. Because 5RP is just not going to give it to him. Down goes Mr. Mime. Let's check out the top. Mewtwo X was competing against him, a champ for a farm. Just barely going to tick into level 8 here. The champ with an ult and is ready. Please give him an excuse. Machamp ult imminent. Let's see who's going to time it. Machamp was a little too late, but he got massive damage. Suplex City, Mewtwo Y with the ult, execute for the Sailage, good stuff. Pushing in. Suplex. You're done, son. An excellent overcap. Now DLG may get their farm. They have been given permission from 5RB. All right. 5RB holding it strong. Doing a wonderful job this game. All right. Well, DLG has both their pads broken. That means they're going to have all the farm available mostly on their side. Meaning 5RB is going to have to compete for it time and time again, but they are equipped to do so with the levels. This is going to be a bit of a split push here. Mewtwo Y and Blastoise is going to do the fight here. I believe Mewtwo X ulted for Vision. They're going to do this fight. They have the go-ahead. Ults are flying down. They can absolutely win and take this fight. Sailage with an ult. Not going to do too much. There's a Hydro Typhoon. That's going to do a lot. Oh, Cinderace ulting a little, basing back a little too late and in the middle of the open. Triple KO is going to fall to Sailage with Machamp falling, get the last 2 kills. That is a team-wide ace. Cinderace has respawned. He's going to head towards the bottom here. Reggie Leckie's walked in. That's a suplex. Down it goes. That is a Machamp ult. And another suplex, perhaps. Yep, there it is. Oh, no. 5 Rillaboons has got the win condition online. The ultimate win condition. For the next Regieleki, if timed correctly, will walk in towards their home base. Meaning, the Kyogre fight is optional. More farm for 5 Rillaboons. They're getting all the farm everywhere. Machamp, level 13, at above 3 minutes. Sarilege, 14. Mewtwo Y gonna follow suit. There's the Mewtwo X ult. They got more vision. There's only 2 people up here. Cinderace almost trying to secure it with the ult, but he missed. And he goes down. His team didn't follow suit. That is interesting. Mr. Mime getting caught. Yep, this is a level 14 Sarilege. He just has the raw power to deal with him, even on the tier 2. More scores going down. No one's gonna stop this one. Down goes top pad. They only got 1 pad left. Score is 49-33. This is not a good position to be in. Kyogre's looking more Groudon is looking more and more optional as an objective at the final. 4 seconds. Oh no. Regieleki is here. The LG doesn't really have much of a choice but to kind of just play some defense right now. What's going to be the decision? We're going to leave Suicune there for vision, though they're going to fight for Kyogre. Sorry, Groudon. I think they should fight for Groudon. Or they just have to pick something decisively. Or they want to deal with Regieleki. It looks like Cinderace is going to do that. He has about 10 seconds to do so. But that just means FireRB is going to win the team fight here in the center. Mewtwo X going for a back cap. He is stacking. He's trying to get some stacks in. Blastoise is going to peel back for vision and take a look at him. Sees Hoopa. Sees Mewtwo X. They're tapping it, but they're not committing to it. Regieleki has fizzled. The balance is about to be broken. The team fight's about to happen. Everyone has their ults ready. So is getting good entry damage on Blastoise, making it back up. Mewtwo X is going to have to walk in. Well, ball is in DLG's court. They have to make a move. They're behind by a lot, to say the least. They're going to go for a back cap to force the rip. Maybe Cinderace can try to steal the objective secure. They force the fight here. Down goes Hoopa. You don't want to lose that. He's a very important engage, especially with ult. Now, DLG's getting pushed back. Ults are flying here. Mr. Mime is ulting and his fizz. There's no follow-up. Cinderace is too weak to follow up. He's going to have to back up. Yeah, 5RB doesn't even need to touch this objective. They don't need it at all. They're going to keep that objective. They're going to keep Groudon hostage. That's a big boy to keep hostage. Hoopa's moving around. He's going to try to ult in his team with Suplex City. You're too late. I believe it is too late for DLG here. 5RB just has too much stage control. There's the Mewtwo X ult for vision's sake. Now they're going to move in. Here's all the ults. Machamp says none of that. Stop it. Come here, cross chop. Hiya! Yep, that is all she wrote. This game is over with and done. There's no time to score. You got 10 seconds on Hydro Typhoon as a calling card. Yep. 5RB, excellent show. They have won game number 3. Oh, yeah. From the moment they decided to not break that bottom pad or top pad right away, it was just been a slow burn. 665 points scored, 143 for DLG. MVP is going to be RBK once again. 14 KOs, count on 1-4, 9 assists, 90 overall rating, 266 points scored. DLG with only 3 kills among them total. That's just not enough. The game showed. And the damage. RBK with the damage. Performing very well, 85k. Well, we're moving on to game 4. DLG has to take the L, unfortunately, but they also have to play out this game. Let's use this game as a learning experience. Let's use it to experiment a bit. Just because 5RB won the set doesn't mean they can't get their asses kicked in game 4. But we're going to have to stay tuned and find out. Hold tight. back again, once again. Heading on to game number 4 of season 12, week 2. Fire B has guaranteed the W, but they got to play this last game out. Let's see if they go out in style, get these bands ready. DLG, I still expect a good performance of them no matter what. Let's see if they go out like champions, win or lose. I want to see 110%. We're having some people understanding the intricacies of Swiss in chat. You'll love to see it. Looking back at these bands, Latios, Psyduck, Sirfetch, Umbreon, Charwai, and Meowth. Blastoise is back in fact. I would like to see some counterplay against Blastoise this time around. I'm going to have DLG taking some picks away from 5RB. They're going to take away some all-arounders. Going to take away Machamp and Ceruledge. IRP is going to have... Wait, I know better. That's a rollout Wigglytuff. You can't fool me, son. That's rollout. No, I'm not being tricked this time. That's rollout. I know it, I know it, I know it. Press 1 if you think so. All right. Wigglytuff, rollout. With Latina. It's probably going to be Dragon Pulse. Back on DLG is going to be Miraidon and Vaporeon. This is a cool-looking team DLG's got so far. 5RB has plenty of Mons in their Mom pool. It is pretty deep. That's who they end up with, attacker and all arounder. It's probably going to be, oh, Mega Gary and a Chandelure. Last pick is going to be the Eggman, Blissey. Don't know if it's a boy or girl. There's probably, you can probably tell by that render. One of you nerds can tell me the difference between a girl Chansey and a boy Chansey, or a Wigglytuff. Unless they're always female, I don't know. So many intricacies. That's the cool thing about Pokemon, all the intricacies. All right. Final preparations are in order. 15 more seconds. I was just checking my different chats to make sure everything was in order. All the rules are being followed. We pray for no crashes. Hey, wait a minute. That Mega Gyarados is running a hard hat and a focus band. Rocky helmet and focus band. Word. I bet. Bet. All right, so 5RB is just engage the experience. And it's going to be pretty mean when that Mega Gyarados is going to ult in unimpeded underground. That is going to be a treat. But DLG's got some heavy hitters of their own. They got Ceruledge with Champion Miraidon. Let's see what they can come up with. Moving on to game 1. Yeah, wait, Saxton, yeah. Yep, it's going to be roll out. I believe, I agree. It's going to be roll out. Can't wait to see it. All right, bottom, Squirtle Squirt. Where is it going? With Latina at the bottom. The Possessed Candle is the jungler. At the top is Big Fish. Just a fish, getting all the farm, getting its meter ASAP, I agree. Wiggly, Jigglypuff, fight against Machop and Chansey. Jungler over for DLG is going to be Ceruledge. And at the bottom, Vaporeon and Miraidon. Check out top side. All right, this Magikarp's about halfway done with his meter. On good pacing. Get that meter. That's all that matters right now. Get that meter. The levels will follow. He's about 75% of the way there before 850. Oh, massive damage with the Ceruledge, but it is in trouble. Magikarp can't quite get that KO. But Latios is here. Massive damage. Dragon Breath. Dragon up. Chansey evolved, there's a Gyarados, and down goes the egg. Well, 5RB is established already. They're just getting some farm here. Over at the center, they're giving even more farm. Latios is getting last hits to complete its stacks. War Turtle is holding it down, getting all the farm. Vaporeon getting neutral opponent, get level 4. I respect it. Level 4 is very important right now. They're about evened up on pacing, though they're a little behind. Latios is about to reach 6 before like anybody else. It did get a KO on the enemy jungler, so that is why. At the top, Gyarados about to get some stacks in. You know it's not stacking, just gotta get some points. Regidrago has spawned, and it's about to disappear. That is a Sing Jiggly Wigglytuff. I have been bamboozled. All right, both teams moving towards the bottom. We're gonna leave the all-arounders at the top. With Choke versus Gyarados, that is a skewed matchup, especially with the levels. We're gonna have a Charge Beam right on, just getting some bush checks, getting that Charge Beam fully established. There is the beam. Probably should have saved it for 720, but here we are. Another Charge Beam, good damage, but he ran into Sarilege. Danger! I was getting KO'd outright. Interesting choice there. Chandelure is 8 3/4. That's the Charge Beam, but there's a... Oh, Vaporeon secured it. Excellent work. Last voice coming in, but that's getting healed off by Aqua Ring from Vaporeon. Up at the top, Gyarados is fighting a 2v1. That's pretty important. Let's go on here. Sarilege ult again, but... Oh no, the Focus Band procking in. Get some berries. You're gonna have to fight again. Oh my god, Gyarados holding it down. Every time you hurt him, he hurts you back with the Rocky Helmet. Yeah, must be careful. More backup from DLG. No pads are broken just yet. Score is 36-7. This is a more competitive set. Or sorry, game. Time to start ripping this Registeel. Charge Beams up in effect. Sarilege with the secure. That's a suplex. But Choke is gonna go down to a Chandelure ult. More Charge Beams. More farm has appeared. Much needed. Everyone has their ult over at 5RB outside of the Chandelure who just used it. Meanwhile, Sarilege has an ult, but it's already used it. There comes a Latios ult. He wants it for cooldowns. Gonna get its stacks in. Dragon Breath. There is the ult from Gyarados, as we mentioned before. It's gonna push everyone off. Now they can take an isolated fight. There's the Sarilege with ult once again. Holding it down, gets a KO on Wigglytuff, but that's a fair trade for them. It goes down. Double KO for Chandelure. Oy, they still got a Blastoise ult too. Shandy moving down and say, hey, you don't want this buff, do you? Mind if I take it? Nah, you don't want it. I got it. Don't worry about it, big dog. I got it. I got it. Vaporeon by itself getting blown to bits. Another quick 18 points for 5RB. Surf to isolate the Vaporeon. Machamp's running in with its 4 wonderful arms. Trying to catch a body. Ignoring Blastoise. Heading straight for Regieleki. Down goes Vaporeon. There goes their front line. Blastoise, Hydro Cannon. To no avail. Machamp backing up. This Blastoise just gets to move around for free. Here is the Miraidon ult. Missing. Got the last hit that way. Has cooldown reduction. More Charge Beams are in effect. There's the Sarilege ult. Trying to get the Chandelure. There's Come with the Blissey ult. Down goes Sarilege. There's a Charge Beam activation. Down goes Blissey. 5RB is getting put behind for the first time. Oh, the big fish Gyarados is here. Your push is dead. Chomp, 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 chomp. Goodbye. Chomp, chomp. Thanks for playing. And a 40 and a 50. Kaboom. Just when 5RB was going to be put on the back foot for that fight down there, we got a big fish with the heart out, ready to work. All right. Nature is healing. Things have stabilized. Both pads, both tier 1s are broken for DLG. That means more farm is available once again. But 5RB has map control because of it, and they're going to try to siphon away some experience. That is a level 13 Gyarados and a level 10 Miraidon. That is a mismatch. Miraidon's going to have to settle with scraps. They're going to get this Regice towards the bottom. There's going to be some scores in, some much-needed points. Getting more back on the board. 249 to 139. Blastoise surfing people away. He can hold it down all by himself. If there's 4 people down there, that means there's 4 people up there. They're going to get more points in. Blastoise is isolating the Sarah Ledge. We got an intruder here, folks. Ice him. Where do you think you're going? Where do you think you're going? Don't forget your reward. 25 more seconds until Groudon, the final objective for the game. Checking out chat. Hello, Rising_J00. Welcome, dude. You're just in time for the final game for this set, but there's going to be another set right after. Stay tuned for that. All right, Blastoise trying to catch a body. Almost destroying that egg. Almost destroying Blissey. Next attempt coming in soon. Coming soon to a theater near you. Blastoise waiting in the choke. Well, they have to go in, and no matter where they go, they're going to be met with opposition. Vaporeon bit the bullet, walking into, or jumping into the Elbush. Sarah's trying to catch a body. Blissey ulting in, giving it shields, but Wigglytuff can do the same. The champ ulting, it fizzles out. There comes more chomps, some Gyarados, and it's ulted in. Chomp, 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 chomp. You didn't forget about this Megamon, did you? Oh boy. The champ going down. Goodbye. And now, do we hold this objective hostage or do we just keep fighting? I think they're going to hold it hostage. Sarah is free to rip. Sarah, come on, dog. Well, this is DLG's chance. Sarah has made a blunder, but I don't think it's actually going to matter too much. Wigglytuff is walking away. Do you go off the Wigglytuff or do you keep ripping this objective? Well, it doesn't matter too much. Time is about up. No moves have been made. Down goes Sailage again. Next is Machamp. And it's Vaporeon. 1, 2, 3, ABC, follow me. 10 seconds remain. Game's over in 5. And that's all she wrote. Another convincing showing from 5RB, 5 Rillabooms. Holding it down with a 4-0, a 40 and a handshake. Final score for this final game is 302 to 197. MVP is going to be Slugger, slugging it out with Mega Gyarados. Everyone forgot this Bun's in the game. 8 KOs, 9 assists, 90 overall MVP rating, with 78k damage done, the most in the lobby. Good stuff. All right. Normally we'd do an interview, but I got another set to get to. So once again, congratulations to 5RB. They've done well, 40-0. They have claimed 3 points for this week too. Can't wait to see them in week 3.